Hey y'all, it's because Mama said so, and we're making 3 easy spooky treats. Hey y'all, it's because Mama said so, and it is about 1 o'clock in the morning on a Friday morning. Tomorrow is Halloween parties, and I just have not felt all that great this week, so I have not gotten around to getting treats together for Halloween. So I'm gonna make you three, I can count today, good Lord, 3 treats that you can make super quick, super simple, super easy, and you can even modify these for other holidays. We're gonna be making s'mores, crispy treats. We're going to make Halloween cracker candy, and then we're going to do the Rolo pretzels with the little pumpkins on top. So hold tight with me and we'll get this going. First thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna get a big microwave safe bowl, and I'm gonna go grab some butter. Let me see. So we need a 1/4 of a cup. We need a 1/4 of a cup of softened butter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this bowl in the microwave, and I am actually going to go ahead and throw my bag of marshmallows in with my my butter, just because it all happens real quick, so there's no sense in doing them separately. So here I have a 10-ounce bag of marshmallows. So I'm gonna go microwave this, and I'll do about 30 seconds, stir, 30 more seconds, stir, and keep doing that in increments until it's nice and smooth and the butter and the marshmallows are all mixed together. All right, that took, oh, scoot up my chair. That took about an hour. All right, that took about 1 minute and 15 seconds. Getting it out and stirring it about every 30 seconds, and you just wind up with this kind of consistency. Now what we're gonna do is we're going to add 6 cups of our golden graham cereal. Now here's the thing, you can use the generic, I've actually, for a low cost snack, I've actually used the bag cereal, that's the s'mores bag cereal that has like the marshmallows and the chocolate. Sorry, I bet that was really loud. In it. But I was feeling fancy, so we're gonna do a little bit different. So here's 4 cups, and then let's grab another 2 cups. Well, cereal's so good. Okay, so I'm going to mix this together first before doing any more add-ins. So satisfying. Basically, you want all of your little graham crackers, your little graham cracker cereals, to be covered in your butter and marshmallow mixture. All right. So what you're going to end up with is something that looks about like that. Now from here, I like to add two things. I like to add about a cup of mini chocolate chips. I like the mini ones because I don't know, I feel like I don't like to bite into a gigantic chocolate chip in these. I like them to feel a little more blended. So now that these are kind of getting a little cooler, they'll be perfect to not melt my chips. Also, I took a 9x13 baking dish and I lined it with some parchment paper, and I'm going to give that a good spray so they don't stick. And from here, I'm going to add, and I'm not even really going to measure, I'm just going to add about a cup of these chocolate chips. And then I'm also going to add about a cup of mini marshmallows. So that way you kind of bite into some whole marshmallow pieces, which is really yummy in this recipe. So I'm doing about a cup of those. Again, I'm not measuring. That's what I love about baking. It's my favorite part about baking, is that when you bake, you know, these kind of things, you get to have kind of some fun. Now I'm just going to stir all of this together so that way all of my chocolate chips and all of my marshmallows and all of my cereal are all covered in that butter and marshmallow mix. You got to get your workout. It's arm day, ladies. It's arm day. Sometimes I'm tempted on surveys where they say, how many times a week do you work out? And I think about how many times a week I like clean the house or do something like this where it's just a lot. I think, is it fair to say, yeah, I work out 4, 5, 6, 7 times a week? Okay, so I'm gonna take my mixture and I'm gonna pour it into this prepared bowl. And I'm just gonna fill this pan. And y'all, I'm gonna be honest with you about something going on right now. I just got my nails done and they are really, really long. They might be longer than I've ever had them. And I'm a little bit on the struggle bus trying to, you know, move around my spoon and my bowl while I've got these 18-foot cat scratchers on me. So we're just gonna pile that on there. Now, if this were during the day, I would leave this very small amount in the bottom of the bowl because I have an 8-year-old, and I'm sure you have a little one or someone at home that just really likes to lick the bowl. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and mix that. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use my spoon to kind of roughly spread this around. All right, I'm gonna spread this out with my spoon to where it's kind of starting to kind of be the size of the pan. But I find this way easier if I do it this way. I'm gonna take my spray and I'm gonna butter my fingers and press. Now I am pushing down pretty hard because I want them to be, you know, not a whole lot of air in them, so that way when they harden, they're easy to slice. Can you hear the ASMR crunch? Oh, so good. All right. So now I've got these mashed as flat as I can without breaking them. And then I'm just gonna set these in, I'm actually gonna put them into the refrigerator so that way they kind of set up quick so I can cut them out into squares tonight. But you could just set them at room temperature if you needed to, but I'm just gonna put mine in the fridge and we're gonna get moving on to our next recipe. All right, to start our cracker candy, we're gonna take our jelly roll pan. It's about 10 by 15, and we are going to put foil down on it. And we're gonna again spray it with our non-stick spray. Then we're gonna take about a sleeve of saltine crackers, and we're gonna lay them out in a single layer on this pan. Now you can use graham crackers, you can use Ritz crackers, but this is kind of like the way that it's most always been done, so that's what we're gonna stick with. Plus, I think everybody has saltines on hand. All right, so we're just gonna start laying these out. To a saucepan over medium-high heat, we're going to add 2 sticks of butter. We're going to let that butter melt about halfway and add 1 cup of packed brown sugar. Then we're going to continue to stir this until it starts to boil. Once it starts to boil, we want to stir it for maybe another 30 to 45 seconds, turn off the heat, and then add vanilla and salt before we take it to pour it over our saltines. Now we're going to pour our caramel over the top of our saltines and do our best to kind of spread it out evenly while not disturbing that single layer of saltines. From there, we're going to add 2 cups
of chocolate chips. Now this is where you can get creative, because quite honestly, you can use butterscotch chips, you can use chocolate chips, white chocolate chips, peanut butter chips, and you can just tailor your toppings to whichever chips you choose. For this particular recipe, I'm going to use white chocolate chips and semi-sweet chocolate chips in order to create kind of a cool marbled effect before I top it with really fun Halloween sprinkles. Once we add the chocolate chips to the top of our caramel and saltines, we'll put this back in the oven for just a minute to soften all of the chocolate up. Then we'll pull it out and we'll tap a couple of chocolate chips to make sure that they're ready to be spread. And we'll use the back of a spatula to spread them evenly across our saltines and our caramel. And of course, since I'm doing two different colors, I'll try and do my best to make the pattern look kind of cool before I add the sprinkles. For our next snack, we're going to warm the oven to about 350 degrees. Then we're going to lay parchment paper on a baking sheet, and I'm going to spray it with a little bit of nonstick spray. I'll lay out about 35 to 40 little mini pretzels, and then I'll open up my bag of already unwrapped Rolos. I cannot stress to you how important it is to get the unwrapped ones, because it takes forever to unwrap these things. And I'll set the Rolos on top of my little mini pretzels. Then I'll put it in the oven for 1 minute so that the Rolos soften and I can add the other toppings. Before we continue this video, just gonna do a little interlude here. Little interlude. Don't do this before you have to try and make large dinner snacks. I mean, they're super pretty and they make my heart happy. But what you're about to see, where I try and press these little, pumpkins and little candy corns into the Rolos, is probably the worst piece of cinema you're ever going to see in your life. But they're freaking delicious. But don't do this. Don't get these nails before you have to do all of this holiday cooking. Oh my God. Get ready to laugh.